Hey, what's up, everybody? It is your girl JoJo, and I'm here with the review for Ready to Love. It's late. It's a late review for Ready to Love season 9 episode, whatever the episode is. Y'all already know what I'm about to say. I'm out of town. I'm out of town. I'm out of the country, really, with my friend. And you might hear her in the background because I'm doing this review live and on the spot. I had started doing the review Friday night, but I actually flew out on Saturday, so it kind of threw me off. So it is late Sunday night, and I'm filming the rest of the review. But I am doing well today. I hope you guys are doing well. Let's jump straight into this review because they already get on my damn nerves. I need 3 cuss words. Give me 3. Don't count that one. Give me an extra 3. Okay, so we picked up where we left off with William. They sent William home. They said he wasn't ready to love. I was surprised. I thought they were going to send Alonzo home. He doesn't really have multiple connections, so I would have thought it would have been him, but they sent William home, and Patrice was upset about it, allegedly. She went up to her room like she was real sad. I don't believe her, though. And then some of the ladies went to check on her, to which she didn't answer the door because one of her connections got sent home and she felt some type of way about it. Oh, well. So when the fellas get together, they discuss the fact that Chaz thought he was going to be the one that was going to go home. So they asked him to explain. And Chaz says he thought he was going to go home because he has 4 ladies that are interested in him, and they are expecting him to make a decision, and he doesn't know exactly what he wants to do. He's feeling very nervous about it. And if he doesn't do the right thing, or if he plays games, he knows that they're going to be able to send him home. To which LaRon says we have an obligation to the ladies to show these ladies a good time. And then he adds at the end to be vulnerable and be truthful with them. And then Tequila makes him very truthful, which I don't know if that's true honesty. You really just drunk. But according to my friend, he can take that have a good time off of the equation.
Take that shit out.
Okay, y'all heard my guest star. She said they can take that out of the equation and just leave in the be truthful part. Honestly, when we get to this point of the show after the trip, you need to make a decision, Chaz. You already setting yourself up to scapegoat. Like, I feel like you already setting it up to where you gonna run away from the problem instead of addressing it head on. Choose the lady that you have the strongest connection with. That's how the show goes. You already are on the trip. By the time the trip comes, it is time to start making some decisions. So I don't know why you're sitting there acting stressed out. You just accepted a new connection this week. So I'm confused as to why you're doing this. So you got more than your hands can hold, and you're going to have to make a decision. Okay, so what's going on with Justin and Rashina? They breaking up? Sound like he broke up with her gently. And they all understood that their connection was over, but they both seem to be cool with it. Y'all can let me know what you think. I felt like they broke up gently. Now, let's get to Chaz and his bullshit. So Chaz sits and talks to Vanessa. Vanessa is feeling like she hasn't been getting her time, and all the other ladies have been getting their time. I'm getting the vibe that Chaz and Vanessa have spent more time together than we've seen on camera. Like, they may have been on more dates. And even the date we saw them go on, they did have a really deep connection. And she lets him know that she is confused because I can guarantee that you have spent time with the other ladies today. It's 7 o'clock and you just now talking to me. And Chad says he expected more emotional intelligence out of her. I don't even know if he know what that word means. It seems like he brought it out of nowhere. Now, it is a dating show, so she does have to understand that everybody does have to get their time. But also, Chaz is moving about with the women like he is afraid of hurting somebody's feelings. And we don't have time for that. You at some point you have to make a decision, and I don't feel like he's doing that. He's trying to make her feel like she crazy. And I think she sees what's going on.
Gentle gaslighting.
That's a good word. That's a good word. Gentle gaslighting is what my friend just said. So that's kind of what he's doing. Like, he's speaking around the issue, but making it seem like, what's wrong with you? Like, what do you mean? I'm sitting here talking to you. I care about you. You know the time. But you also aren't really making any firm decisions on anybody, and you're trying to leave it open for interpretation, and that's not cool. You trying to chime in?
Yeah. Hey, y'all. It's giving buzzwords, as you like to say. Emotional intelligence is most certainly a buzzword that these niggas have learned over the past couple of years. And, I ain't really going for it because, I used to fall for it. Second of all, if she took the time out to say 7 p.m., it means that she was meticulous. She was careful. She been watching. Mm-hmm. She been trying to understand her emotions and not jump ahead. So she been like, let me make sure I'm not crazy. That's what I feel like certain women do, to include myself, to be like, you know what? Because I like my space. I'm going to give you time and I'm going to see what's up. But I'm clocking. I'm watching. I'm seeing because I'm here intentionally. Second of all, when he said emotional intelligence, he's the one that's lacking emotional intelligence. You are here on a dating show with women that you outnumber. Right. You know that you're going to be like, you're a man to, I don't know, is it one man to 3 women or one man to 4 women? Like,
at this point, they just about neck and neck.
Just about neck and neck, but you still got many more options than the women do. He has 4 women. Especially when a woman like you. So, hey, I'm not asking for marriage, but this is a process. This ain't no 10-month dating show, nigga. This 6-7 weeks at the most.
I agree.
So, in basic training, what we do? Every week we had to move up level.
That's true.
So you need to move up in level. And what you said earlier is he trying to gently let somebody down. At the end of the day, you're gonna be the bad guy. You gotta make a decision. So you gently doing it. What I don't understand about a nigga, what I don't like about when they come up on these shows is you not gonna be liked by everybody, but you trying to see how many bad bitches you can get. And this is not it for you, okay? You better look at one of them. You better see are you look religious wise, level wise, are you on my level? Are we yoked? And see, that's the problem. If he was being properly led by whatever spiritual beings we know he wouldn't have a problem. But you're trying to see if you can get the bad bitch in the land. Right. And that's why he's sitting there, well, see, because he want to sit over there and double talk, you want to come back around. Yeah. That's my 2 cents. But he better be careful because he going to leave with 0.
Well, yeah, I mean, the episode ain't over. Y'all know sometimes I watch and review. That's what I'm doing now. So I got a feeling that might be what's about to happen. But we're going to see. In the end, he gets up and he tells Vanessa that basically she tripping and that everything is fine. They're fine. He's still interested in her, but he has these other women that he's interested in as well. And he knows their connection is not that strong. I mean, especially with Patrice. So he's about to disappoint me, but let's keep watching. Now, one of the things I noticed earlier, Vanessa was she kept saying we are confused, and I didn't really want her to speak for the other ladies, but when we get to the next scene and they all get together, they've all been talking anyway, as they would, discuss things. So it's probably not necessarily her speaking for them, as they have had conversations about whether Chaz is being intentional or not. And everybody is peeping game, especially since he sent everybody the same good morning text on the last episode. So Chaz walks past the ladies and he is upset. They noticed. So they asked Vanessa what happened. And Vanessa says that she doesn't know if her expectations are just too high or if he is truly gaslighting her and not really doing the things that he says he is going to do. Maya tells her, no, your expectations and your standards are not too high. I believe that is what he is doing to y'all. He's not really being intentional. Rashina is saying he needs to let them know what's going on because at this point, she is confused as well. And Vanessa, I think she's just relieved to know that she is not tripping when it does come to Chaz. I don't know. If I was her, I would pack my stuff and probably go ahead and go home because I just don't think he's being serious about any of them. Then we move to Justin and Mika. I like Justin and Mika together. I think they would be a good match. I think Justin is very physical. I don't know what other connection. I'm not saying they don't have another connection outside of physical. I'm just saying the show has not done a good job of showing it. If they do have a little bit more, but he is in her bed waiting on her to come in her room talking about he feels sick. Boy, get out my damn bed. Ain't nothing wrong with you. Get out of my bed. Now he acting like he don't know how to do his hair. What you think I need? You think I need some water? Some women like that. They want to take care of somebody. That would get on my nerves. You do your hair every day. What you asking me about some water for? You know what you need in it. But I guess it was a cute little scene. And Mika looked like she enjoyed herself talking about he taking the lead. No, he not. You taking the lead. You the one doing all the caretaking. But she said he taking the lead. But I wouldn't mind if they got together, because then it would keep her away from Chaz. And obviously he needs some help making a decision. So maybe that would help him a little bit more if he had less on his plate. Chaz has decided to pack his raggedy duffel bags and head on home. Now, he's not leaving the process. He is leaving dinner and the rest of the trip. Now, behind closed doors, him and Patrice are having a conversation about how he feels stressed out and this is a lot for him and he doesn't want anybody to think anything of him and it's just so much. And Patrice is the one who gets to talk to him, and get this, y'all, pray for him. I almost threw my phone. Because what are you in there praying for him for? This is a grown man.
Grown ass man.
We about to, you can chime in.
Chaz is a lame ass nigga. I say that with a mildly heavy heart. At the end of the day, all of the subliminals are there when he said he don't want to seem. That's right. I don't want nobody to feel. He set it up early. He's on national TV and he's scared that everybody's going to make him the bad guy because he know he really not serious about this process. And it did piss me the fuck off that she went up there and you babying this grown ass man. We are nobody's mother. We ain't your auntie. We ain't none of that shit. Right. We not your grandmama. We not none of that. You signed up. You read a contract. You signed a contract. You signed a non-disclosure agreement. You was vetted. This shit take months. It don't take no couple of weeks, no couple of days, none of that. You was vetted. And you said, I want a woman in my life. When I looked at that man, when I looked at that nigga, I said, he the type of nigga that be like, oh, black girls don't like me. Or, you know, he button up. He cute. You know. He is. But like, you get a little bit of pressure on you. That's the time when you sit down. That's pressure he ain't had before. You really want to be a man of God. Shit. Do you think it's pressure he hasn't had before to like have to choose between this many women? Let me tell you something. This ain't about me.
Yeah.
But have you not had pressure before, so where you possibly had to choose like, hey, I got these two gentlemen, or I got the opportunity and I need to make a decision. I have. And at the end of the day, it's not an easy one. And it sucks to want to have to be the bad guy. Somebody gonna be like, well, you know, you're going to have to sit down and tell somebody, you know, like, I'm choosing to go this other direction. And I just feel like these niggas can play video games, or you can sit up here and, you know, go to work, do all these things with your friends. But when it comes to a woman, you can't do it. And it's because it's too many options being presented and you don't know how to be disciplined with the decision that you want to make. You don't want to feel like you made a mistake. But when it comes to love, it's really not about that. Right. And that's what I have, the problem that I have with these guys that come on the show. There are options. There are always going to be options. But you signed up for this challenge because you wanted somebody to narrow it down for you. It's like Costco and Sam's Club. They only pick 4 to 5 items to narrow it down from you so you don't have to walk down the aisle and go between 20. So what you said here crying about it for? I don't understand it. I don't respect it. And he needs to go talk to his mom. He need to go.
He probably will. And it's frustrating because I lost my train of thought. But it's frustrating because yes, there's always going to be options presented, but I feel like he is copping out by making extreme actions and getting the women frustrated with him, so that they will stop messing with him. And he can say,
classic breakup tactic. Classic, I'm gonna get you to break up.
And whatever lady says is okay with his behavior, that's who he'll go with.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It's also the like, I don't want nobody chasing after me. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you want somebody to chase after you.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do.
And stop acting like you won't. The problem is, and I had to even come to this conclusion about myself before in the past. You're going to be the bad guy to somebody, but they will get over it. You act like you gon', man, niggas if they heartbroken, and they be like, oh, Sheila in 88, you know, she really did me wrong. That's not how they gonna act. They gonna be like, well, I'm sorry. I thought, and the reason why, too, even from looking at him, the tone of his voice, and just understanding, they think he really a good guy.
I
did.
I did too.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't know his past, but we fall for that every time. He talk
like he got some sense.
He talk like he got some sense. They showed they beautiful, and them buzzwords and trickery not gonna work with them. They know what the fuck going on.
True.
And so he like, I thought it was gonna be easy.
He said,
They told me what they tell you. They told them all you gotta do is grow up, get a good job, and the women gonna come.
That's
They
right.
ain't tell them you gonna have personality,
and you have to make tough decisions.
And if you can't make tough decisions now, how can I trust you with a family?
And he want one.
Go back to the fucking streets. How old is he?
He almost, if he not 40,
okay. Okay. Adoption.
Okay, so we pick back up at the crawfish boil. LaRon don't really care as long as he eating. But Patrice lets everybody know that Chaz did leave. The ladies are really confused by it, and we kind of already talked about it. They just don't understand why he would do that. I was upset that Rashina said to in her confessionals that Patrice was the last one to get to talk to him. Girl, that don't matter. None of that matters. There's no competition to see how pathetic Chaz is going to be. She was the one that got to see him at his most pathetic. I don't think we need to compete for that. But he leaves and they still keep them, good times going. They end up watching some fireworks. And then after that, LaRon and Maya watch a movie. I still am not seeing it for them two. Even though LaRon is saying he likes her, he keeps bringing up Koshia. So who do you really want? He brings her up in the confessional. So I don't really know. But Maya doesn't even seem that interested. But maybe I'm reading her wrong. Then Justin and Tamika are together. And he probably spent the night in that room, I think. But it is good to see a softer side of Mika. And I'm hoping they'll get their connection together and she'll forget all about Chaz because he isn't even worth wasting any type of time on. Alonzo goes to check on Patrice. And I want to ask Alonzo, does he know that Patrice just recently tried to get in with Chaz? And she was also praying for him. Like, how do you feel about that, Alonzo? How do you and your bonnet feel about her checking in and praying with some other man while you sitting there with her as your only connection? But child, maybe Alonzo don't care. But that's what's going on in the house thus far. All right. So we're back at the house. It's about time to leave. Everybody's packing up. Justin has a conversation with Rashina. I really do like where their relationship has gotten to. They have a friendship now where they're very open with each other. And I really like that. But side note, this whole vulnerability thing that Nephew Tommy is talking about, why does he always do this? As if the men struggle with being vulnerable and telling their business. They do not struggle. Every season, these men will cry on the dime and they will tell their business. So they don't struggle with vulnerability on this show. They'll tell anybody who is willing to listen their business. I've seen it happen every season. So they don't have a problem with that. So Justin and Rashina are talking. Rashina is confused because she thought she had a connection with Chaz and now Chaz is gone and she wasn't giving any type of explanation and she feels like she is at least owed that. And I would agree with her on that. So she's hoping to give him some space. They are giving him a lot of grace because I would not. I would be done with it once I saw him again, and I'd probably tell him in person. But it's a dating show, so maybe that's why they're handling it differently. And I guess I would too if it was a show. Then next thing we have is LaRon and Mia going on a date. It was a cute date. We got to see a little bit of a different side of LaRon. Then he tells her, I don't think I've ever asked you what you wanted out of life. Y'all have had this conversation more than once. I want to have fun. I want to have kids. I want us to enjoy life together. I want us to build something and all this other stuff. The only thing they talk about that was different was LaRon feels like he should have already had children by now. And she's kind of trusting the process. That was the only different conversation. Other than that, same conversation, same outcome. And maybe a little bit more from LaRon because he did bring flowers. Okay. Alonzo and Patrice. Alonzo, in my opinion, is wide open. He really likes her. He really wants to deal with her. He likes to be with her. He plans a date where they do like a bungee cord exercise. She's screaming the whole time. He is way more into her than she is into him. But she's still playing along. I don't like it. Patrice is actually irritating me, saying that she's still interested in Chaz. For what? For what? And the fact that LaRon and Mia and Alonzo and Patrice are still trying to figure this thing out and we're so late into the show just tells you how horrible the season is. But Alonzo is serious to me, as serious as Lorenzo can be about Patrice. I don't think Patrice is all that serious about him, and it's unfortunate. I'm sad about how it might play out. I have very high levels of stress because I probably just recorded like 7 minutes worth of video, and none of it was there when I went to edit it. So I'm upset about it. So I'm about to say all of the same stuff over, and it's not going to be as good as when I said it the first time. So the fellas meet up because they got to decide who's going to go home. Now, of course, before that, they talk about what connections they have. Then they talk about who they think needs to go home. I think once they reach a certain number, they should probably stop eliminating, because anytime you eliminate at this point, you end up messing up a connection that somebody else has with another person. But I guess it's just how the show goes. So somebody got to go home. Whose name ends up coming up more than once was Rashina's. It comes up for really just a few people, but it wasn't because they don't feel like she's ready to love, but more so because she's not ready to love them. They don't have a connection with her. And Chaz chimes in and says that he had a conversation he didn't get to have a conversation with Rashina after he left, and he felt somewhat judged by his decision to leave. How would you know that you were being judged? Like, who told you how she felt about the situation? Did she send you a text, or did you hear it from one of the guys? I think he probably heard it from one of the guys. So when he tells everybody that, nephew Tyler Perry puts it on him to have a conversation with Rashina, which I'm really, really glad he did that, because he hasn't really taken any ownership of his communication thus far, and now he's being forced to. So he takes Rashina out on a date. I kind of feel like Rashina already knew what it was, because it's the end of the episode, the end of the season, and she knows the fellas have control over who goes home this week. So they meet up together, and immediately he's already putting her in a position where she's going to have to be the one to ask the questions. She's going to be the one to have to make the hard decision. He's already putting her in that box. He sits down, and instead of explaining why he left, he goes right into, so what's up? What's up with you? How are you feeling? You already know how she's feeling. You already know what's up. You already know you're the one that left. You don't come with any type of explanation. You already come with, well, I'm going to just put it back on her and see what she's going to do. And I want to say Rashina made me very proud, because I wasn't expecting her to move like this, but I'm very glad she did. Since you put it in her hands to have the control, and since you weren't man enough to be the bad guy, she went ahead and did it for you. And then you tried to cut in there and try to get your explanation off. Oh, no, 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 no. No, you already had time to explain yourself and to say what you wanted and to talk about what you wanted to do, but you decided that you didn't want to communicate effectively like a grown person should. And so she went ahead and let you know what it was. Oh no, you're not going to eliminate me. I'm going to eliminate myself. And I had a whole lot of respect for her when she did it, because at that point he was just about to try to do it to hurt her feelings, because he was embarrassed because she was calling his ass out, and rightfully so. So she told him, look, I haven't talked to you. I don't know what's going on with you. And he says, well, in this process, you're going to see the good and bad and the ugly, and me leaving didn't have anything to do with you. She's not saying that it had anything to do with her. She's saying you didn't talk to me. So I had to make some type of assumption about what you left. I had to guess. You didn't give me anything after saying that I was one of your connections, and I felt confused. So he tries to chime in and say, well, me and the fellas talk. She said, well, actually, let me say what I got to say first. And he keeps trying to get in there. And she was like, no, I actually was going to self-eliminate today, because I've already seen everything I needed to see. This isn't going to work for me. I do believe love is out there for me somewhere, and I'm going to find it. He act like he's so surprised and shocked, and he is so manipulative and cowardly. I'm so disappointed in him. I did not expect this kind of behavior. I want to know why he's cosplaying as a grown man, because I really thought he knew better than this to be moving this way. So she lets him know what it is, and she tells him that she's going to go ahead and go home. He's trying to make it seem like, oh, she's just so guarded, and she didn't even give me a chance to say what I had to say. She didn't know what I was going to have to say. She already knew. She knows how this show works. She gets up and she leaves, and I'm really glad. She didn't even give him no hug.
She didn't even order no food. And I'm very glad she didn't, because at the end of the day, Chaz, you are the one that's 40-something years old and still talking to these women like they don't know what it is, like they not grown, like you dealing with some 25-year-olds. You are the one trying to get a family off, start a family. Rashina already has 2 children. She's already raised a family. She's already done the family thing, and she's already been married. You are the one trying to get these things off. You are the one who can't communicate effectively. You are the one who doesn't know how to have tough conversations, and you are the one that's going to end up with some woman who's willing to settle for all of your immaturity, all the things that you are not going to do, and all of the man that you are cosplaying as that you are not. So anyway, that's the end of the show. I think that he should be eliminated, but he probably won't. Production. But y'all can like, comment, and subscribe and let me know what y'all thought. I know we was hard on Chaz tonight, but I think he deserved it. Bye, y'all.